The purpose of this video scribe is to share with you my leadership maxims. By verbally sharing this information, I not only allow others to know what my maxims are, but it also allows me an opportunity to reflect on those maxims that I feel are motivating and inspiring for me personally. So I bet you're asking the question, just what is a maxim? I guess the first place to start would be with a definition of maxim. According to Mike Figliola of One Piece of Paper, a maxim is a principle or rule of conduct. It is a short, personally meaningful, and easily explained statement that reflects one of your beliefs about leadership. Maxims are simple, clear reminders of how you want to behave and lead. Now that is Mike Figliola's definition of a maxim. But my personal definition of a maxim is a principle or a rule of conduct. Leadership maxims gives us an opportunity to look deep within and determine the guiding principles that motivate us in a personal way. Maxims to me celebrate that which we stand for and the principles that make us uniquely individual. Whether we are inspired by an inscription on a wall or the wisdom or advice given by a parent or a mentor, maxims say a lot about who we are and how we are. With those definitions in mind, I would like to share my personal leadership maxims in team leadership, personal leadership, and organizational leadership. The first maxim that I'd like to share with you is my personal leadership maxim, and that would be never settle for anything less than your very best. I can remember times in my life growing up that I would hurry through a task just to say I had finished. It didn't matter if the quality was poor or if I could have done a better job at it. All that mattered was that I was finished with that task and could move on to something else. I can remember my mother looking at me and looking at my work and saying with disgust, "Never settle for anything less than your very best." And now I find myself using that statement as my guide in assessing anything that I do. If the completed task does not positively answer the question, my very best, then it is not acceptable. That has inspired my personal maxim of never settle for anything less than your very best. My second maxim, which is my team leadership maxim, is inspired by Lencioni in the Ideal Team Player. According to the Ideal Team Player, ideal team players do and say the right things to help teammates feel appreciated and understand even when difficult situations arise. As my father would always say, walk in another person's shoes. That would definitely help you when dealing with other people and with conflict. This maxim allows me to step back and approach a situation from the perspective of the other person. By looking at the situation from this perspective, it gives me the ability to empathize with and appreciate what the other person is thinking and saying. When it comes to conflict, walking in the other person's shoe will definitely help us to get on one accord. So for my team leadership maxim, walking a mile in another person's shoes is what guides and motivates me in team situations. And my third maxim, which would be my organizational leadership maxim, would be actions speak louder than words. With this maxim, it was inspired by authors Bradbury and Greaves of the Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Basically, Sometimes people don't have to actually verbalize what they're saying or feeling. They are expressing loud and clear physically with their body language. This also applies to my body language and what I'm saying to everyone versus what is actually coming out of my mouth. As the organizational leader, it is so important that I'm sending an accurate message and that it includes what I'm saying physically as well as what I'm saying verbally. Being aware that action speaks louder than words helps me to ensure that we are all being heard loud and clear and on the same accord. In summary, leadership maxims celebrate that which we stand for and the principles that make us uniquely individual. Maxims are critical and say a lot about who we are and how we are. Whether you're in a personal leadership situation, team leadership, or organizational leadership situation, maxims can help direct your path in the direction that you would like to go.